Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our first lesson, and we are going to start our new modules, which is unit called the Procurement and Purchasing, Unit 5. My name is Anjum Sattar, and my email address anjum@ukversity.co.uk. If you have any question, please drop me email on my email address, and I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So we'll start. Before starting our modules, we'll go through what we're supposed to learn and how many learning outcomes we have. Anybody, any question? So it's a quite generic subject, procurement and purchasing, which we'll go through unit 5, and we have 3 learning outcomes. So LO1 is understanding the concepts and practices of procurement, which will go through critically evaluate the relationship between procurement and purchasing, which we'll discuss. Second, we'll go through explain the different activities involved in procurement process. And the third, we'll discuss, critically analyze the centralized and decentralized procurement. So that's all. Then we have inductive content, what we're supposed to learn. So we have overseas can be costly, different, and the purpose of this, unit as well, which we'll discuss in more in detail. Anybody, any question? Okay. So our key contents, what we're supposed to be learn. Procurement and purchasing. What is the key difference? Define centralized and decentralized. Stages in procurement and purchasing, which will go through cost-related issues, behavior factors, e-procurement, benefits, key steps in purchasing factors affecting organization behavior. We'll go through business to customer and business to business. All this will be focused in our lessons as well. For the lessons, our discussion will be focused. So first, what do you know about procurement? So we'll start. Anybody, any thought about procurement? Any definition of procurement?
The acquisition and buying of materials from suppliers.
Okay, buying material from current supplier is a procurement. Okay. Only buying and supplying is a procurement. Anything else come under procurement? Okay. Yes, you're right. Buying and it can be part of procurement. Procurement, this according to CIPS, is called Chartered Institute of Purchasing Supply, which is in the UK. We have a separate one, Chartered Institute. They normally offer the separate qualification just on logistics, and we are doing OTHM as well, which is a quite similar qualification we are offering. Procurement is the business management function that ensure the identification. So procurement is identification, sourcing, access, and management of external resources that organization needs and may needs to be fulfill the strategic objective. So why the procurement is important? Why you think? Why the procurement is important in our organization? Because
arrange materials, to acquire materials because you cannot produce everything or manufacture everything in your own facility, and some components need to be outsourced.
Yes, we can outsource. Procurement is a very important in the success and the failure of organization. So if you have a good procurement system in place in our organization, that will help you to achieve your strategic objective, which is a long-term objective. Objective mean end result, what as an organization we want to achieve. So procurement exists to explore the supply market opportunities, implement the resourcing strategies that deliver the best possible supply outcome to the organization stakeholders, and procurement apply the science and the art. Is the science and the art both. We need to be look around. You have a good negotiation skill with the various stakeholders, various suppliers as well. So we need to be acquire the things and deliver at the right time with the right price. And that's why the just in time we discuss one of other modules as well. Is a body of knowledge interpret the competent practitioner and the professional. So one of the difficulties in define the term procurement is that it does not deal with the single action. Procurement deals with the various action and the processes. So procurement is a cover the complete range of events from identification of a need for goods or the service through its disposal, or we can look around, the term procurement in Australia and other part of the world is means supply management. So supply management and procurement, yes. So procurement includes the activities and events before and after signing of a contract, as well as the general management activities associated with the range of contract. So pre-contract activities such as planning, need identification, how much required, where we can buy, and different things. Sourcing post-contract activities such as the contract management will go through supply chain management and the disposal. So all this, and this is especially in the procurement department, we have need to be good relationship with all other department to achieve our organization objectives. So supplier relationship management, risk management, and regulatory compliance, all this we need to come under the term of procurement as well. So it's a vast area. It's not just procurement is the purchasing. And so first we're looking assessment criteria 1.1. Critically evaluate the relationship between procurement and purchasing. What do you think? Is there any difference between procurement and purchasing? Hello?
I think procurement involves the entire process of supplier evaluation, supplier management, while purchasing is just buying of goods, whereas procurement handles all the management part of it as well.
Excellent. Yes, great. So you're absolutely right. The difference between the procurement and purchasing, that the one is a strategic process and other is a transactional process. So purchasing is a transaction. Yes. Procurement is strategic. It's not just a transaction itself. It's a long-term process where we need to be balanced to achieve our organization objective every activity. So when sourcing or acquiring product and the services, procurement concentrate on the strategic process of a product or the service, or the sourcing, for example, researching. Yes, we need to look around, research our source of supply. Negotiation, we need to look around how we negotiate. And the planning, yes, we need to look around and we need to make the plan. We're supposed to be contingency plan in place as well. While the purchasing process focus on how the product and services are acquired, ordered, and such, raising purchasing order and arranging the payment. Procurement and the purchasing are two separate business processes. So both related to the sourcing and acquiring the goods and services can be often seen as a part of the procurement. Any question? Next, we're looking the procurement and purchasing. So procurement is a strategic process, but the purchasing is a transaction process. So in the procurement, we need to identify the needs and the requirement. We need to source and evaluate local, national, and international suppliers. So where will buy the thing? Why will buy from China? Why not in, for suppose, EU company? What are the benefits to buy from China, or what are the consequences if we don't buy from here? What impact will be on the job market? What will be happen in terms of the foreign currency? Maybe we don't have a problem with the balance of payment, and we need to look around the how many days providing the credit. All these sort of the question we have to ask. Build and manage supply relationship. How will manage our relationship? Perform the cost saving and the profit margin analysis. We need to look around. Purchasing transaction, review the purchase requisition, evaluate the quote from supplier, raise and process the purchase order, receive goods, and warehouse management. Process and organize the payment with the supplier. So all this is very important, is the transactional process and strategic process. So is a procurement process flow, strategic process, sourcing a product or the services. This include identifying the specific product, service requirement, step on how the business find new and existing supplier. So how we can find the supplier? Just a Google search? What do you
No, I don't think so. I think we need to have a complete thorough search, talk to different vendors, get their rates, test their products.
Okay, yes, that's absolutely fine. So let's say if we are sitting in one part of the world, of how we can make sure is it the supplier, is it trustworthy? Because of course the big issues, sometimes the supplier maybe promised something and not deliver the right things. Yes. So maybe we need to look around the credit scoring of suppliers. Yes. Different review about supplier. We need to think about the supplier maybe ban and they can't supply it. Maybe they are going to be bankrupt and we make some advance payment to them. So there can be number of issues we need to be tackled. Measure the cost saving, minimize the risk. We need to look around how we can minimize the risk. It is a probability of happening something. Predominantly, we need to be focused on the value and the return on the investment. So identify a need. Really, we need to procurement, research and the source of the relevant supplier. What are the source of relevant supplier? Is it just the listed in our Ministry of Commerce or different ministries? Those are the relevant supplier. Yes, they are the trustworthy and they are listed in the government on the government website as well. Create preferred list within a company. Because we have a trial, we have a tested, and many others company they have tested as well. Supply requests for quotation, we can look around, evaluate the supplied quotes and suppliers. Maybe one is expensive, one is the cheaper. So we need to look around the quality. We need to look around the quality standard. We need to maybe look around those are ISO being given to them. Yes. So they are known by the quality. Like if we think about in various products as well, various supplier in the world. Range and receive the product and service, perform the quality check, analyze the result KPI. What is a KPI?
Performance indicators.
Yes, key performance indicator. What their suppliers performance? What are the key indicator? Because we said we never compromise on quality. What we say, same thing we deliver. But if the supplier is not good quality, the raw material will come, we can't really deliver the product quality to our customer. If we are manufacturing company, we need to think about the margin. What is meant by margin? Do we know the margin?
The profit that you can get from product after subtracting all the costs, the manufacturing and operating costs.
Excellent, great. So we need to look around the target cost. We need to look around the margin. Yes, we not go up or down because the target cost is really we have a quality standard should be develop and maintain the relationship with the suppliers. We have to. So it's the procurement, identify the needs, research and source supplier, create the supplier list. We need to look around, perform the quality check, receive the product and servicing, negotiate contract, evaluate the supplier code, analyze the KPI and margin, and build supplier relationship. Yes. So we look after their business, they can look after our business. So we have you learned about the Porter 5 forces? Anybody learn about the Porter 5 forces? Porter 5 forces? No? So Porter 5 forces we need to look around is a supplier. It's a Porter 5 forces. Porter is a Michael Porter. He gave the theory is called 5 forces. And these forces are very crucial as as a supply chain management point of view, we can look around the Porter 5 forces as well. So Michael Porter gave us 5 forces. We need to look around how much is the competition in the market in that sector. Supplier power. If there are the only few suppliers in the market, they have a very high power. Yes. And the supplier to whom we deal how much, because that will help you to negotiate properly with them. We need to think about buyer power. We need to think about the threat of substitute. Maybe the people saying things different and actually sending things different. Yeah. Or the totally substitute material is available. Threat of the new entry can be the new suppliers in the future. So all we need to be really managed. These are the Porter 5 forces that also be helped to be plan our procurement as well. So we need to look around Porter 5 forces. Then next we're looking the purchasing. The purchasing is a sub-process of procurement. Focus on the transaction phase associated with the buying product. Activity involved in the purchasing product process is include the purchase order. Do you know what is meant by purchase order? Who raised the purchase order? What do you think?
The planner, production planner.
Normally we can request to the purchase department, yes. Then they can get the quotation first and then we can raise the purchase order, yes. It's indifferent, but it shouldn't be the same
It is
person.
raised by the MRP process itself.
Yes, material acquisition department can be, and what we need to think about, because it's not the same person making payment to supplier as well. There should be a different person, yes, different department. So purchasing and the payment should be separate departments, because sometimes it creates a conflict of interest. People keep the margin, yes, like a commission, back end kickbacks. All this we need to be very careful in our organizational perspective. So a typical purchasing process include receive a purchase requisition, evaluate, we need to look around, create quantity, price, sizes, all we need to look around, duration, credit facilities or not, all this we need to look around, create and distribute purchase order, receive product, we need to be match with the purchase order, with the delivery note, with the invoices, quality assurance of the received goods. Yes, we should have a quality control department. They come and they open the boxes and make sure they check that some good samples. Yes. So if the product not fit for purpose, so we should return them. Purchasing, receive the purchase requisition, evaluate, as we discussed, we can show in the mind maps as well. Next, we have different models as well. Supplier preference model. So we can look around attractiveness of the customer. Yes. So we can look around development. We need to look around how they have a high or relatively value of their. So in this model, we looking the preference model. So on what basis will preference or choose the suppliers? Yes, so we can look around the value, relatively value of accounts, if it's a high, yes, or you can look around the low. All this we can focus and we can use this model as well. Any question? Okay. Then we looking the attractiveness, yes. So we need to look around, they are using latest technology, association with the customer, demand pattern, ethical behaviors, financial soundness, good public relation, high volume, long contract, prestigious organization, professional attitudes. Unattractive can be in their management structure. Some time it can be a problem because they don't have a proper structure. That can be, and the basis of this we can reject, we're not really in the short term, long term contract. supply positioning model. We can look around the risk. And we can look around the strategic security, how we need to be. We are secure. Tactical acquisition. We need a strategic critical, how we can, and the relative and tactical profit. So we need to be look around, at least we have some profit when we decide procurement as well. Supply positioning also is really matters in the organization when we'll do the procurement planning. Any question? Then we have other model leverage items. So we can look around exploitation of the purchasing power, how we can. It can be impact on our profit, non-critical items, efficient processing. We need to look around. We need to look around that diversify, balance of exploit, bottleneck. Anybody knows what is meant by bottleneck?
The process which slows down the entire supply chain.
Yes.
Or
We can say key performance indicator. Yes, like a quality, like a benchmark. Huh? In some perspective, we can use is a bottleneck mean is your benchmark as well. Yes, volume assurance and in terms of the quality assurance as well. Yes. So is your bottom price is what will be the quality, what your standard. If you're buying from as far as the risk in the supply chain. Okay, so that's we can look around. Any question? Next, we look in the relationship between the procurement and purchasing department. Do we need to be good relationship? What do you think? Your purchasing and supply department keep your other departments supplied with everything from the paper clip to the manufacturing. So we need to look around the purchasing staff, build a relationship, coordinate, schedule with the external partners. We need to be make sure the business who supply the essential parts and supply purchasing must also, we need to be synchronize activities with the internal business functions to understand other the department needs. We need a good coordination in other way around. Successful internal purchasing relationship depends upon the clear communication. So how we communicate with it is a written via email. Yes, how quick we reply, who relies on the item and the purchase. Productive relationship between the procurement and the department, it have huge advantage, and we need a good information system in place in our organization. Relationship in purchasing and sale department, of course, if your sale forecast increase, your purchase budget need to be increased. Yes, everything is based on the sales. So any budget, purchase budget, procurement budget, whatever we need to be, manufacturing budget, all this will based on our sale forecast. So first step is you do well your forecast of your sales. Your purchasing department depends on your sale department, allow enough lead time. What is meant by lead time? We learn about lead time.
Yes, the whole time it takes from supplying manufacturing to the end customer.
Okay, brilliant. Have we heard about EOQ?
Yes.
What
Economic
is?
order quantity. It's an inventory model, economic order quantity.
Brilliant. That's we need to be make sure when we purchase how much we purchase, which is economically is a suit for our organization. Yes. So we need to make sure we have buffer stock. Do we know the buffer stock?
Safety, in case we run out of
Yes.
action.
Safety. We can say safety stock. Yes. Think about we need to look around the holding costs. Always look holding costs. Yes. Think about annual demand. Yes. How much we need, how many times we can order, because each time is a cost involved. So each order you in place, each LC you open, letter of credit, always is a cost involved. So procurement staff can make this process easier by clear communication, long it takes obtain the item being sold. Sales staff can be turned, make the process easier by promising customer only what the comfortable possible. Procurement department, yes, they buy and sell it. Okay, any question there? So first year assessment criteria is all about procurement, purchasing, and relationship. Second, we're looking assessment 1.2, explain the different activity involved in the procurement. So every procurement management process involves several elements, including the requirement, determination, supplier search, value analysis, raising the purchase request review, which is quite similar we discuss in. So we can look around this all budget approval, quotation request, negotiation contract, receive goods, three ways matching. What is meant by three ways matching? Anybody knows three ways matching? Like we just want to make sure reconcile things on three ways. So we just want to make sure what being given the order, yes, what is the invoice and actually the good itself, yes. We all match it, yes. Three ways matching. What were ordered? Order the goods like a purchase order, yes. Is it these were given according to the specification, according to the part number, according to the price? Then we need to think about the invoice being issued and being paid, and we need to look around the physical goods as well. So this is three ways we need to be make sure we'll do for the record. So payment fulfillment and record keeping, yes. All the receive order, three ways matching, payment fulfillment, and the record keeping. All this we need to make sure we have properly match with between them. Otherwise, according to the CIP, Chartered Institute of Procurement, so they develop this procurement organization and external environment. They also impact as well. What is meant by external environment?
The social situation.
Yes, think about the virus in China. Is any impact on?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Definitely. So we need to think about, yes, it's a huge, external environment, yes. We can't control it. We have to adjust our operation, yes. So that's why sometimes we need to be make contingency. So first, understand the needs, market quantity, develop strategies, procure, develop documents, supplier selection, issues, PTs, yes, are we can look around the acquisitions, bids, tenders, contract award, warehouse logistic, contract performance, yes, strategic supply chain management, asset management, all this is come under the procurement and supply cycle. And all we need to do always we look at the external environment. That's a huge, yes. Think about many companies, if the procurement not coming in the UK through China now, what would be? It's a huge impact on the supply chain. Okay, traditional supply, all of the resources used to manufacturing goods designed by the manufacturers for the market and optimized by the focusing on the economies of scale. So what is meant by economies of scale?
Developed countries.
Economies of scale is a minimize the cost, yes.
Oh.
So we just want to be a point where we can minimize the cost, yes. Of course, we need to look around our cash flow as well. Yes, physical, material, and human resources are available to produce the lowest cost, yes. We always need to look around the finished goods inventory. We need to look around the demands as well. How many types of inventory normally we have?
3.
What those are?
Raw material, work in process, and finished goods.
Brilliant, excellent. So these are the three. We need to be really well manage it. Yes, economically produced in batches and long production runs. Stock is seen as an essential part of production. Stock is held just in case it is needed. Production process is planned and run by the production team. So we can look around. I can show you one company's key case study. Okay, I'll copy this link. This is one of the company. Yes, they changed to the technology. It's called Polestar in UK. Quite big company, but they really struggle. It was a printing company, and you will see in the video. And they introduced the automated plant. They change it. Their human used to work before, and they change it. And actually, what's happened? The company supplies, and through the chain processes, I'll copy this link because you can't really properly watch it. That used to be, now they change to the automated, but automated machine won't work properly. So that's why what they did. Okay, let's see now. Next. Okay, so that's we need to look around. Okay, next now we're looking the lean. What is meant by lean? Lean supply, we ever heard about?
The concept of lean, it
Yes.
means with minimum waste.
Yes, so lean is a waste, we need to reduce. So when we are dealing with the procurement and we are evaluating, so we need to keep in mind the lean process as well, yes? So we need the lean, develop a value stream to eliminate all the waste and promote innovation and enable a level schedule. So we need to make sure we always think about specific customer perception, how we can create the value in our. We identify different steps across the value chain. We always look, how we can primary activities and secondary activities in our organization. We always want to be eliminate the waste as much we can and make the customer when they want and generate the culture continuous improvement. So it's not, the lean is not just you do once and you say, no, everything is fine now. Is you carry on improving is never end this. Then have we ever heard about it, Gail? Supply? This is using the market knowledge and responsive supply network. We need to exploit the profit opportunities in the market. Right? Product life cycle and change the customer needs. Yes. Include the late customization and postponement. We need to be stock held appropriate levels in the bill of the material and utilize the collaborative working and extensive supplier network. Yes, strong relationship we need to be. And the lean, we said lean always we need to reduce the waste. Traditional focus on the economies of scale to maximize output and control costs. Just in case, do we know the just in case? We heard about just in case or just in time? Yes, so now we more focus on the just-in-time lean goods produced when the customer wants them, standard demand, and with the focus on the customer values. We always looking the Gale's semi-finished goods as well. We need to be look around how we can customize according to the customer requirement. Is always, we change things according to the customer requirements. Okay,
We cannot see the slides.
you can't see. Can you see now?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, sorry about. Okay, lean and l- Gale manufacturing, or we can say, yes, that's all about the reducing the waste. Huh? One is focus more on the customer needs, other is focus on reducing the waste. Next, we're looking the critical analyze, the centralized and decentralized. What is meant by centralized and decentralized? And why we need to? What do you think? Centralized purchasing involve having a central location. Is it any benefit? Everything is a central.
Yes,
Everything
there
is
could be
controlled
just
by your
one
head up.
point of.
Yes, it can be quicker. It can be quicker decision making. Centralized purchasing involve having a central location. Yes, to buy the goods and services. Centralized purchasing provides a less duplication of resources and processes. Centralized purchasing also provides efficiencies and effectiveness in the contracting of the purchase. Centralized purchasing also bring about the major bulk, yes, discount, and because of the volume, if we decentralize, maybe the problem of economies of scale can be. Okay, next now. Okay, centralize or not to centralize, what do you think? So we can look around when we do the centralize, we need to be look around strategic, or we need to make sure is secure as well. Yes, so ensure the supply cost as well. High level of operational risk we need to look around. We need to look around if we don't have a secure supply, what will be? Are there any alternative or few supplier in the market? Tactical acquisition, where we can look around the minimize effort and the supply cost, less effort, and cost will also be will try to be reduce it. Strategic critical, we can look around tier. It can be divided into different tiers. Huh? So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and we can show on the graph, and we can look around the nature and the supply and the market, and we can look around the service. So we can look around this, ensure the supply and the maximize the cost. We can look around the tactical leverage. What is meant by tactical? Anybody knows? All is it all different operational tactics we use to reduce the cost. Huh? Okay. Then this example is a Coca-Cola, how they centralize in Africa, or their supply chain in different countries. So they centralize their stores and deliveries and supply chain procurement. So in this whole Africa, they centralize it. Then you look the corporate operating committee. They have a teams. Then they did the regional teams, and they allocate it. Yes, through one centralized system. And centralized procurement focus why this is centralized, enhancing the partnership to delivery, highest quality, lowest system cost, operate as a model corporate citizen. What is meant by corporate citizen? Anybody knows? What is the organization definition? Anybody knows the organization definition? What is meant by organization? Organization is artificial person, yes? And corporate citizen, it means the good citizen as a corporate, as an organization. They not pollute environment. They should pay the national minimum wage, respective salaries, whatever the laws or the rules in place in those countries. Preferred access to innovation, supplier alignment, and the system leverage. We need to look around the supply chain strategies to support and 100% continuity of supply. So that's really we want to be centralized as well. So factor that determine centralized quantities. We need to look around the strategic sourcing where we can, demand, supply based unbundling, and we need to look around new technologies. Joint development we can use joint system, IT system, supply chain costs, we need to be focused on reductions. Okay, next we're looking when we do the centralize, eliminate, we need to be eliminate the systems, inefficiency, that's benefit, working with all the key stakeholders. We need to make sure we work with all the key stakeholders, transfer expertise and knowledge to our suppliers. Yes, maybe we even share with them, we involve them, we put in the central point, because like our businesses can be like, think about Amazon and the suppliers is very important. Yes, Amazon can't work it without, and suppliers can't really sell it. Yes, they're good without Amazon. So we need to look around working with other stakeholder, different stakeholders. We all know the stakeholder meant by. Anybody knows? We all know what is meant by stakeholders.
Which have certain stakes and which are relevant really to the process.
Stakeholder mean anybody who has any interest in the business, or their interest can be influenced due to the action. Yes. Okay. Then we have some benefits of centralized, and which of course as a company they look around leverage volume at the highest possible leverage, operate the line collaborative team, the value from the supply chain, they share the knowledge and the best practices through centralized things, and utilize the quantity risk management, negotiate with the supplier the level of knowledge, and develop the world-class transactional and the sourcing business systems, and they develop the professional procurement and management routine, and they build the support internal and external toward the procurement activities. All this they centralize it. Challenges can be in the centralized procurement. It can create opportunity or it can create a problem as well. Yes, we can always look the both side of the coin, because when we have a decentralized, anybody heard about important quotation, think globally, act locally. Always we think globally, think globally and act locally. That's why sometimes this centralized procurement system maybe not fulfill or not address the needs of the local people. Yes, so we need to be look around, and maybe different tastes, different sizes. Think about wash shampoo. Yes, how big, in developing countries, if we look, yes, it can be in one wash. Yes, small sachets, but in the developed countries is not. Why not? Because we need to look around, and its procurement we need to be designed according to the customer needs as well. So decentralized procurement has own benefit as well. So decentralized procurement where the purchasing decision process is localized. Decentralized purchasing involve having the procurement managers, project and subsidiary office we can, and the decentralized purchasing normally has the individual attached, the project managers and office responsible for the purchasing needs. So if your head office do and you do yourself is a huge difference. Yes, you can look around the local customer and you can purchase the things what is required accordingly, because the different, that's why China they have a different quality standard for different part of the world, so they use the different supply and the procurement channel as well. So fast response, decentralized, Can be, because you're not, everything you send to the head office, reflective of the local operating dynamics. It can be flexible. It have more advantage. We can empower us employees as well. We can allow organization to take advantage. These are all the advantages of decentralized. But some can be disadvantages. Sometimes maybe duplication of the things can be. So we have different department and maybe buying the same thing again. It can be takes longer. Its sports cycle may be difficult sometime. Everything is one place. Many always good. Maybe the decentralized are many thing in many places. Technology we can create a problem sometime if maybe not compatible with the overall head office and difficult to be managed. Any question? Okay. So today lesson we learn about LO1. LO1 all about the understand the concept and the practice of procurement. So today we discuss the difference between the procurement, purchasing and procurement. We discuss about different models, those are related procurement. We discuss different activities involved in the procurement process, and we discuss centralized and decentralized procurement, yes, and how they centralize the procurement system in Africa, and they keep in view of the costs. That was the key focus, but they look all the local problem and they try to be address them as well, and ultimately they help it's help organization to reduce the costs and improve the efficiencies. Any question? Okay, that's we'll keep up to here. I'll show you we have a book as well to read. Please, if you and you can find online, we have on Moodle as well. Let's quickly show you before we finish our lesson. Yes, so we have, please, the book here as well. Yes, it's good to read. Yes, when you prepare your assignment, please use this book. And if you have any question, drop me email. Hello, any question, anyone?
No, thank you.
Okay, so today lesson we just learn about LO1, yes. In the next lesson we'll go through LO2. So please, if you want to do some background reading, please do so as well. It's a book online available, and I'll try to upload some links for you as well to read.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Have a nice time. Thank you. Bye bye. Speak in next lesson.